One of the deceptive teachings of the false prophet that we talked about in Revelation 16:13 is the idea that once you're saved, you're always saved. This is a dangerous, dark doctrine, because what it's teaching people is that no matter what happens, if you ever at all confess Christ, it doesn't really matter how you live after that, you're going to go to heaven. And this is the seed for great apostasy. Peter makes it clear, listen, if you knew this truth and you go away from it, it would be better that you'd never heard it. And this, he says, as the saying is, that the sow has gone back to her pen, or the dog has gone back to his vomit. You've returned. It's actually worse for you to hear the truth, accept it, and then turn from it. So I don't know where they get this idea that once you're saved, you're always saved. It's worse to do that, which is why it's such a demonic teaching. But apostasy really has everything to do with people thinking that they are okay with God when they're not. And one of the reasons this is important is spiritualism comes in. This is why inside of our churches now, there's a lot of movement towards meditation and yoga. And there's even some other, I forget what they call that one, very popular. But they're kind of like these touchy-feely things. And it's not focused really on Christ. I mean, when you say someone's doing yoga, if you go back and look at the origins of yoga, and there's a guy named Ivan Raj who does some great stuff on it. If you go and look at that material, I mean, you think you're being spiritual. I mean, people aren't even doing this in church, but actually what you're doing is really like idolatry and paganism. And it is what Paul talks about in 2 Timothy chapter 3, where he says they will have the form of godliness, but deny the power thereof. Chapter 3, verse 5. So we have to be very careful, because the danger of apostasy, when you convert, you've converted. Something's changed. Apostasy is because a lot of times people have apostatized and don't realize it. That's the difference. It's the opposite even in that regard. And I see that with Adventists. They're like, I don't believe in this anymore. They still go to church on Sabbath. They still, think are part of the choir, but they've slowly given over precious truths and have slipped back to their old ways. And the bubble of Adventist culture replaces a relationship with Jesus Christ. Mm-hmm. That's where apostasy gets so scary.
That's true. And then you add in emerging church offerings.
Yeah, there it is.
Feelings, emotions. I feel something, therefore I experience God. Rather, God works in the mind. You think we're supposed to study His truth. Those truths sanctify us. So from the mind, our hearts are changed. Whereas they go for the hearts, and then your mind never, and your character never transforms. So, like to go back to what you opened the program with, we are without a garment, or it's the wrong garment. So,
exactly.